Justice! Now! Justice! Now! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! No peace! No peace! Police are the murderers! Police are the murderers! Chris Kaba! Chris Kaba! Chris Kaba! Chris Kaba! Chris Kaba, say his name. 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 Chris Kaba. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Justice. What do we want now? What do we want? Justice. What do we want now? No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. Who are the murderers? Police are the murderers. Who are the murderers? Police are the murderers. What do we want? Justice. What do we want now? What do we want? Justice. What do we want now? What do we need? Justice. What do we need now? Also mourning. We're not mourning because of no things that are happening. It's like so unnecessarily because murder, executing. Why? What do we want? Justice. We want it now. What do we want? Justice. What do we want it now? No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No racism. No peace. No racism. No peace. What do we want? Justice. What do we want it now? What do we want? Justice. What do we want it now? No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. Who killed Chris Kaba? 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 Police killed Chris Kaba. Who killed Chris Kaba? Police killed Chris Kaba. What do we want? What do we want now? What do we want? Justice. What do we want now? No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want now? What do we want? Justice. What do we want now? No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. What do we want? Justice. What do we want now? What do we want? Justice. What do we want now? No justice. No peace. Who are the murderers? Police are the murderers. Who are the murderers? Police are the murderers. What do we want? Justice. What do we want now? What do we want? Justice. What do we want now? No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. I'm seeing some confused faces. Why are you confused? Maybe you don't know what we did on the Metropolitan Police. You get another. All of that man in this country. Say his name. Chris Kaba. Chris Kaba. Chris Kaba. Chris Kaba. Justice. Now. I'm here with the family of Chris. And we don't speak the same language. She is crying in pain in a language that I understand. So even though our language may be different, the pain is the same. I am asking, I am begging those of you who are near family, who are in pain, stay around them. Stay around them, hold them up. I have very rarely seen pain like this. To see a brother, family collapsing on the floor, on the ground. Here we are again, calling votes. Here we are again, to make our endless. We are tired. We are tired. And we say this to the police. Listen very carefully. Touch one. Touch all. Touch one. Up your voice, London! Up your voice! Touch all! 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 Police are murderers! Police are murderers! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! No peace! No peace! No peace! Touch all! Touch all! Touch all! Touch all! Touch all! Police are the murderers! Police are the murderers! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! No peace! No peace! No peace! Chris Kaba! Chris Kaba! Chris Kaba! Chris Kaba! Police kill Chris Kaba! Police kill Chris Kaba! Police are the murderers! Police are the murderers! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! No peace! No peace! No peace! Chris Kaba! Chris Kaba! Chris Kaba! Police kill Chris Kaba! Police kill Chris Kaba! Police kill Chris Kaba! Police kill Chris Kaba! Police are the murderers! Police are the murderers! Justice! No! Justice! Now! No peace! No peace! No peace! Chris Kaba! Chris Kaba! Chris Kaba! Now! Justice! Now! Too many! Too many! Too many! Too many! Too many! Touch all! Touch all! Touch all! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! No peace! No peace! Chris Kaba. Police are the murderers. Police are the murderers. Chris Kaba. Stop killing the London. 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 Stop. Let the family lead the march. If you're here, you're too far forward. Stay behind the banner. Stay behind the banner, please. We're going at the pace of grief. Grief can only move so fast. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? No. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? No. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. Who are the murderers? Police are the murderers. Who are the murderers? Police are the murderers. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? No. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? No. No justice. No peace. No peace. No justice. No peace. Kill Chris Kaba. Police kill Chris Kaba. Chris Kaba. Police kill Chris Kaba. What do we want? Justice. What do we want it? No. What do we want? Justice. What do we want it? No. Big old ones right now. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? What do we want? Justice. What do we want? What do we need? No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. Who killed Chris Kaba? Police killed Chris Kaba. Who killed Chris Kaba? Police killed Chris Kaba. What do we want? Justice. What do we want now? What do we want? Justice. What do we want now? No justice. No justice. Who are the murderers? Police are the murderers. Who are the murderers? Police are the murderers. Who are responsible? Police are responsible. Who are responsible? Police are responsible. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. Justice. No peace. No justice. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. What do we want? Justice. And when do we want it? Now. Justice. When do we want it? Now. Justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. What do we want? Justice. No. Fuck the police. Rock, rock! We want to murderers! Police are the murderers! They want you over there, but we say no! We're standing in front of this building! Who's got the gun? We're not asking for building! We're touching our face!
Take it over! Hold in space! The blood of my ancestors and I want to wicked! Stay!
What do we want? What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Justice!
Hey, listen, I need everybody to turn and face the building. Face the building. Wherever you're doing standing, face the building. Don't turn your back to it. Let them hear our face. Let them see our face. Face the building.
Who killed Chris Kaba?
Police killed Chris Kaba!
Who killed Chris Kaba?
Police killed Chris Kaba!
Who killed Chris Kaba?
Police killed Chris Kaba!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No racism!
No peace!
No racism!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No racism!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Move out the way, please!
everyone respectfully take a big step back? We just need this space free for the speeches. Other than your family, everyone else, please just take a step back.
Alright, 1, 2. Okay, please. Alright. Guys, from that side, take the cycle. We salute your discipline, your courage, and your commitment to be here today. Give this family a round of applause. I didn't hear you. Give them a round of applause. Alright, I want the family over this side so they can make it to the stage. They can't climb up. Alright. 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 Yeah. So stewards, go on the other side of the family. Just got, yeah, where you are, that's the line. Yeah? So go on, let the family come forward. Go on the other side. Yeah. So family in front, stewards behind them. Okay? Alright, let's get this thing going. Of speakers, we're intending to be out of here by about 2. So bear with us. We're almost ready. Right, so first speakers, who are they? I got the speaker list. So who's first? It's a family member.
Can everyone step forward? We're trying to pull some fans. Step back, step back. Step back. If we don't get no justice, we don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, we don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, we don't get no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No racist, police. No racist, police. Who killed Chris Kaba? Police killed Chris Kaba. Who killed Chris Kaba? Police killed Chris Kaba. Who killed Chris Kaba? Police killed Chris Kaba. Say his name. 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 Chris Kaba. Right now, I want to thank all of you for coming out. Give yourself a round of applause. And can I get some of you to just move back? Take a step back. Just take a step back. Take a step back. Perfect. This front area here, I want it not to be too congested. I need a family to be able to have room to breathe. Can we have some help from the students just placing all the chairs in a row? Can we get all the chairs placed? Every time we come out, we're burying our sons, we're burying our brothers, we're burying our husbands, we're burying our futures. Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Now we're going to introduce the spokesman for the family. No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! I can't hear you! No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! Do you know where we are? This is their headquarters. New Scotland Yard, the head of the Metropolitan Police. Who is responsible? Who are responsible? Who are the murderers? Who are the murderers? There are thousands of us here right now because we're angry. We're angry that you keep killing our people. Let's put it in context. 1,883 lives taken following police contact or in police custody
having one successful criminal prosecution. And it was last year. Only last year. Do you think he got charged with murder? No. It was manslaughter. Why? Why don't we get the same justice? Why don't we get the same justice? Why are our brothers serving prison sentences for joint enterprising for something they didn't do? Collective responsibility. But when it comes to police, not even one. No. It's important for that context. Because what happened to Chris has happened before. And it's going to happen again if we don't make a serious change to the system. As long as the police have the power, the tools, the resources, the money, they're going to keep killing us. They're going to keep killing our people. Because it's an inherently racist and violent institution. Racist and violent. So now, we're going to have a few speakers. We're going to have a few speakers to shed some light on what has happened. The most important voice right now is the voice of this family. Please clap for this family. We're here for this family. I would like to introduce one of the family's spokesperson. This is Jefferson. And he's going to share some of what's been happening. Give it up for Jefferson. Chris Kaba. Chris Kaba.
Alright guys, thanks for coming. It means a lot to the families and valuable. And I can't even articulate how much it means to us. When I found out the tragic news that Chris was killed, I was at work in my office. I cried on the floor, absolutely inconsolable. It felt like a nightmare, and I knew that my world was about to get turned upside down. And one word that remained at the forefront of my mind, one word that I kept repeating to myself, and one word that I felt that I desperately needed an answer to, that word was why. We deserve the opportunity to look this killer in the eyes and ask, why? Why did he take this beautiful soul after him having spent so little time on earth? Why did you not have mercy on him as he sat there in the car, defenseless, unarmed, scared, and terrified? Why did you destroy the possibility for me to tell him that I love him, as I occasionally did? And why did you destroy the possibility for him to reply, I love you too, big cuz? Why does his mother have to grow old whilst her firstborn child lies 6 foot under, no longer graced with the possibility of witnessing that beautiful sight? Why did you take a friend, a loving partner, a son, a confidant, a soon-to-be father? And as much as that police officer who stole the life of my cousin lays bare the hatred that exists in this world, the countless people who have come together for me and the family, offering all kinds of support and heartfelt sympathies, lays bare the love that will always exist to fight against it. Without darkness, we wouldn't know light, and without pain, there wouldn't be no joy. It is devastating that it had to be us to experience this terrible darkness, but the light that has shone as a result of it shows me that God will never give up on us. It shows me that we must trust that He will give us the love, the support, and the warmth to brave even the coldest storms. Chris's warmth has since left us, but we have all kept his warmth alive when we came together for him. And I want to end this with a metaphor. There's a tree called the redwood tree, and they're extremely tall, growing up to 400 feet, though their roots are unbelievably shallow at only 6 feet. However, these are one of the strongest trees in that they very, very rarely fall over. So one asks, how can such a tall tree be so strong even though they have very short roots? And the answer is this: the roots don't grow vertically, in that they don't go down, but they grow horizontally. They grow horizontally and connect to the roots of the other redwood trees around them. So the tree does not rely on its own strength, but on the strength of the countless trees that forms its complex root system. They killed Chris, not knowing that he was a tree that was connected, whether directly or indirectly, to the roots of the countless trees around him. Chris, my brother, he died not to expose the hate in this world, but instead to reveal the power of love, community, and togetherness. And in that sense of togetherness, we shall, and I need everyone to listen to this clearly, we shall discover the truth, make the MPS, Metropolitan Police Service, fully accountable and ensure that there is justice. For anyone who believes in equality before the law, that means homicide prosecution.
That's right.
Not years from now, but weeks from now.
That's right.
Thank you.
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
What do we want?
Justice!
Where do we want it?
Now!
What do we want? Justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
What beautiful words! What truly beautiful words! When they touch one, they touch all. Touch one, touch all. Touch one, touch all. Touch one, touch all. Touch one, touch all. And we are here because we're all feeling this. Because this is a collective grief and trauma. Because this keeps happening to our people. Touch one.
Touch all!
Touch one.
Touch all!
Touch one.
Touch all!
I would now like to introduce another family member to share a little bit more about what this family is going through right now. I just want to share that this family is not alone. We are all here standing in solidarity, in love, in community. And we will stand with you for justice. We will stand with you for justice. I know every single other family that has lost their loved ones at the hands of the police are standing with you for justice. Too many. How many? How many? How many? No justice.
No peace!
No justice.
No peace!
If we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace!
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace!
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace!
Guys, thank you. Thank all of you, every single one of you today. We couldn't have done this alone. This was organized in one day. This was all organized in one day. Please clap for yourself. All these people, we came together within 24 hours to organize this. So it shows we can come together.
Yeah.
What my family are going through, what you lot are not seeing behind the scenes, behind closed doors, is the constant fainting, the no eating, the no sleeping. Even after the funeral, after everyone's gone with their lives, this still continues. The fight still continues. We need all of you to stay with us. Even after the funeral, it's not done. It's not done. It's not going to be done. Thank you, boss. I'd like to give a message to all the mandem that are here. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. If you lot want to help the family, if you lot want to help the wider community, live. Live. Please, we need you. We need you. Look how many men are around here. Look how many men are protecting us. Look how many men are uplifting us. We can't do this alone. You lot want us to be just what? A nation of just black women by ourselves. We can't just protect each other. We need you. We need all of you lot.
We ain't got nowhere.
Yeah? We need all of you lot. See all that street shit that's happening?
That's right.
Yeah? Just remember, you lot are here, yeah? in protest against the real ops. Someone lied to you lot. You're not each other's ops. What's going to be done when this op takes one of us out? What do we do? What do we do? How do we ride out? We can't do this alone. This was organised in 24 hours. You can't organise a march like this, a protest like this in 24 hours without the community coming together.
That's right.
Yeah? You can't. Okay? No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace! No peace! No
Thank
justice!
you.
To all the black kings here. To all the black kings here. They try to make you feel like you can't wear your crown really high. Let this Nubian queen tell you that we see you. As you come here and stood with the family, we stand in the intersection and tell our ancestors to protect you. We stand in the intersection and say that, you know what, your story will be told, and it will not be something that will bring tears to your family's eyes. We tell you that Chris is a legacy of change that brings unity between us, so we know who the enemy is, and we need to start using our voice. It is okay not to be okay, because this shit ain't normal. It's okay for us to talk about trauma, because this thing ain't normal. It's okay for my brothers, the kings I'm seeing cry, because this is not okay. Share your pain, speak about it, but let us not destroy each other in the process. Let's not go into our neighborhood and do things in that space. When the camera is off, when no one wants to say Chris' name, who's gonna say it? Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Remember, a child is about to be born, and yet that child has loads of moms and dads, right? Yes? Yes. That child has loads of moms and dads, right? Yes. And grandmas and aunties and uncles, because we're gonna make sure our own never need to beg for nothing. We'll make sure our own never need to ask for nothing. And that child will never be fatherless, because we're going to make sure we're there. So kings, are we going to be there? Kings, are we going to be there? Yes. Kings, are we going to be there? Yes. Say his name. Say his name. Today we're going to have peace. Don't worry about those who are trying to instigate. Don't worry, don't move. Do not move. If you're not steward, man them, I can see you. Move back.
Guys, let's stay here. This is about Chris. I see people moving through the crowd. Let's stay here. This is about Chris. If you're for Chris, stand here. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
And when do we want it?
Now.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Who killed Chris Kaba?
Police.
Who killed Chris Kaba?
Police.
I know that the grief is deep right now. I know that everyone's feeling their emotions right now. Grief means anger. Grief means rage. Grief means pain. Grief means hurt. I can see you. I can feel you. Don't let them distract us. I don't know who this white man is. Don't let him distract us. We're here. We're here. Forget that man. Forget that man. That's what they want. They want to distract us. No.
Stop killing the man them.
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 We refuse to be stats. We refuse to stay in your memes. We refuse to be angry black women and men. I have the right to be angry, because I do not want to bury my own son. No family should be doing and going through this. It's collective trauma we're feeling. We need to heal. And it's okay. But today, we are not going to do anything that makes us fit into any freaking narrative that they're hoping to see. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
We would like to introduce Delia, an activist who wants to share a few words.
Yo! Good afternoon, everybody! Good afternoon. Look at our communities coming together. Look at our black communities coming together. Give yourself a round of applause. And if you're here for the family, give the family a round of applause. And listen, look where we are standing. We are in the heart of Babylon. And they were sending their agents to disrupt us and try and make it look like we are causing trouble, like we're trouble causers. Let me tell you something. Black people don't have a history of treating the police with violence. Black people don't have a history of violence against the police. The police have a history of inflicting on communities with violence. We are not a violent people, but we have to defend our own. I want to tell you something. Be proud of yourself for coming out. Be proud because, you know, the country had a death recently. And a lot of institutions, white-led institutions, decided to call off all of their actions. They even cancelled strike action. They called off all of their things that they had going on because the Queen has died. A 96-year-old woman who died peacefully in her bed. And they call themselves anti-racist. But let me tell you something. We are the anti-racists right here. Why didn't they come here? They called off their action. They called off their action. Why didn't they come here and defend the family? When they come out after this, when they come out and they come back with their anti-racism nonsense, remind them who was here to defend Chris Kaba and who was here to support the family. We are the anti-racists here. Whose lives matter?
Black lives matter.
Whose lives matter?
Black lives matter.
We've had to depend on ourselves to come out and defend the family, and it has always been that way. 2 years ago, we had an uprising, and it was the same thing. It was the same thing. Black people had to depend on black people, and that's why we see the narrative being pushed on television. It was because of us. But I'm going to thank all of our allies that are standing here today. As a matter of fact, everybody, give them a round of applause. Give the allies a round of applause. These are the true allies. These are the true allies that came out here today. Don't forget. Now, we have to talk about the IOPC. Because some of us have got a long history with the IOPC. We have to talk about them. Because first they took no action, and now they've given us mealy-mouth action. Because they put out a statement to say there's going to be an investigation into homicide, and then immediately they put out a statement and say that doesn't mean there's going to be a criminal charge. You understand what I'm saying to you? That doesn't mean there's going to be a criminal charge. We demand justice. If you demand justice, put your fist in the air. If you demand justice, put your fist in the air. Are we going to let the IOPC get away with not delivering justice? Are we going to allow them to allow this young man, 24, to be assassinated by the police? It was an assassination. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes.
It was an assassination. An unarmed man was murdered in his car. He had no arms. He was sat in his car. They boxed him in and they assassinated him. Do you agree?
Yes.
Are we going to let the police get away with another murder? Say his name.
Chris Kaba.
Say his name.
Chris Kaba.
Say his name.
Chris Kaba.
Let me tell you something. And I'm telling you, the fight is a hard fight. And it takes a long time. It's not going to be one protest that does it. And they're going to wait. The establishment is used to this. They see us doing a protest and they think, you know what, they're going to get tired soon. They're going to get tired and it's going to die down. You've got to commit. You've got to commit to demanding justice. Who's demanding justice? And when we come, if they call another protest, who's coming? Who's marching? Whose lives matter?
Black lives matter!
Whose lives matter?
Black lives matter!
A lot of organisations pushed for this protest today, and it's been said on a lot of pages, and we must continue to support it. Next time, bring more family members, bring more friends, double this crowd, and we need to show our fake allies what actual anti-racism looks like. Solidarity! Thank you.
Standing up here, looking out, seeing all of your beautiful faces. Let me tell you what I see. I see babies here. There are some toddlers here. They shouldn't have to come and march for this. They shouldn't have to learn about marching for police killing people when they're youths. They shouldn't have to learn about this so young. But why? We have to keep learning and teaching our children because they keep doing it. Some of you will be here, you're adults, you're in your 20s, your 30s, and you were here as children too. Marching for the other people killed by these people, by this system. I see sisters, I see mothers, I see aunties, I see the madam, I see brothers, I see uncles, I see grandfathers. It's intergenerational. I see black people of all shades. And I see other people supporting us as well. That's what it's about. Anti-racism, that's what it's about. But let's not forget that black people receive a very specific treatment in this country. A very specific treatment in this system. Treated worse like animals, worse than animals. Because they don't even treat their pets like this. They wouldn't even treat their dogs like this. I can't believe what I'm seeing. The thousands of you that made it here today, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. What he said was true, what Jefferson said was true. We're all connected. Touch one, touch all. Touch one, touch all. Touch one, touch all. Now this family has already made some very specific demands. Their first demand was that this be dealt with as a homicide investigation by the IOPC from the outset. That demand has been achieved already. I'm going to let Deb from Inquest explain why that's so unprecedented at this stage and why that's so important. Give it up for Deb.
Firstly, I just want to say that we stand in solidarity. We stand in solidarity and love with the family of Chris. Jefferson, I've already met you. I see and hear the family's grief, and I just want to say a few words. Just to say that we've worked with bereaved families over 4 decades, and Chris joins a shamefully long line of black men who died after the use of lethal force by police officers. I'm going to just say a few names. Mark Duggan, Azelle Rodney, Sean Rigg, Shaney Lewis, Sheku Bayo, Kevin Clark, to name a few of those who died as a result of police violence. Their stories must continue to be told as we will tell the story of Chris. Whilst each of these men live separate lives, individuals who were loved and cherished by their families, what unites them is that they were taken as a direct result of violence by the police. Right. We hear the raw and unbearable grief, a collective grief, but also what unites all of these families is when the state kills, the state produces false narratives. Right. They don't give us information, or they give us false information. They try and demonize those who died to try and justify their lethal force. Amen. And we know this isn't just about state violence and brutality and neglect, but it's about the racism and misogyny of state institutions. It's not just the police, it's prisons, it's immigration centres, it's mental health settings. And yet again, it's families who have to force the organisations responsible to tell the truth, something that should be their legal and moral right. Let's be really clear, without the families legal support, the political and community support that has been shown, this homicide investigation would not have been started. But of course, this should have started in the hours after Christmas Eve, as it would have been if this were any one of us.
Exactly.
There is a culture of denial, of delay and defensiveness when people die at the medical care is needed. We're in the middle by the white van.
Stay back. Continue.
Okay, I've been told it's okay to carry on. So
It's okay to sit down.
let's just ask ourselves, and the reason why we're all here, what could be more serious than an unarmed man being shot dead by a police firearms officer on the streets of London? And yet again, we see the IOPC, the so-called police watchdog, having to be dragged to treat this as a homicide investigation. We saw the need for this, you saw the need for this, and it was the campaigning of everybody involved that's made this happen. As Temi said, this is a really rare situation for this to be a homicide investigation. When the police kills, it has to be held accountable to the rule of law.
Yeah,
the police can't be above the law, but for too long they've acted with impunity.
Yeah, no.
We have monitored 1,803 deaths in police custody or following police contact. So what does accountability in this country look like? It doesn't. There has only ever been one successful prosecution that followed the murder of former footballer Dalian Atkinson, the first manslaughter conviction for over 3 decades. But of course, the imprisonment of one police officer doesn't stop the systemic racism, police violence. So many other deaths have raised questions about unlawful excessive force and medical neglect by police and health services. So many here knew and loved Chris, and while we continue to fight against the violence of policing across the UK, we will stand alongside Chris's family in their search for truth, justice and accountability. This is a long, long journey this family are on, and we need to stay on it with them. We demand an end to this impunity. Without justice, there can be no peace.
That's right.
Thank you, Zed. That's what an ally looks like. Not the one that's going to turn up, take picture and just do it for the gram. Not the one that says, I'm not racist, but kind of person. The one that actually does the work and actually stands and turns up. To be an ally is really, really simple. Act when you see the inequalities. Once you see it, you turn up. Everybody okay?
All right, people. I want to introduce some real activists to come to the stage. Give up for Stafford Scott. For those of you that don't know, this fight is a long fight, and we've been fighting decades. So let's unite. It's not just South London, it's the whole of London. It's not just London, it's the whole of England, it's the whole of the UK, it's the whole of this Babylon system. But I think it's important to give respect where respect is due. Because Tottenham, they lost too many lives. Too many lives. And it's important that we recognise the same thing they did to Chris is the same thing they did to Mark Duggan. Hard stop. They've been supposed to stop using that tactic. From they killed Ezell Rodney, 2005. They're not supposed to teabag anyone. There needs to be a review. That tactic needs to be stopped. Because the only thing that happens, people end up getting killed. If they listened after Mark, Chris would be alive. Chris would be alive. Give it up for Stafford and Rex.
First of all, I just want to send my condolences and utmost respect, love, manners, respect, power, spiritual blessings and love to the family, because it shouldn't be happening. It keeps happening and it shouldn't be happening. And the sad thing is, when it comes to this marching and Black Lives Matter and coming and standing up and speaking, I'm feeling like I'm getting too experienced. I don't want to be experienced in this. We don't want to be experienced in this. As a kid, I grew up watching my uncle and my dad wrestling, fighting, tangling, warring with the system for my whole life. And when the police came into my dad's house and tasered him down the stairs and tried to kill him, they missed. They didn't get through. And what hurts is that in any other professional establishment, you'll be held accountable. That's right. When you make a mistake, you hold your hands up. When you make a mistake, you'll be held accountable in any other professional institution, any other one. That's right. Except this one. Yeah. Why is our law above the law? Why is our law above the law? No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. And to be totally honest, like, in this field, I'm a little man, and I'm just the opening act for my uncle today. So I just want to end by saying, I know we lost the Queen, but we lost the young King as well.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist police on our streets. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist police on our streets. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist police on our streets. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Get this. 666 is the mark of the beast.
You turn it around
And you get the police. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
So I've heard some people, this is just going to be a quick thing. You've heard people introduce me. My name's Stafford Scott. I come from a place called Tottenham. I've been campaigning these kind of campaigns following the murders in custody of black people in our community since 1985 when police murdered Cynthia Jarrett. Sometimes they get us to play their game, and now we're going to say we're not playing their game no more. This ain't no fight to prove unlawful killing or lawful killing as the system tries to get us to do. This is us proclaiming what we know to be true. Right. They killed that young man. Yeah. They killed that young man. Right. They came to Tottenham and we've lost 5 people in Tottenham, and most recently you would know about the police killing of Mark Duggan. We had a, Google this, it's called the Forensic Architecture Mark Duggan Model. When you look at that, this is us for the first time getting allies on our side who can help us to show you what happened in the dark. Can you notice when these police do what they do? Because they know what they're doing, right? Everybody they're killing now, they're killing them in car. They know to stop the car where there's no CCTV. They're doing it in plain sight, but they're hiding. So we got forensic architecture to look at what happened to Mark Duggan, and what they showed us is exactly the same as we're going to see with Chris. No matter what they did, they had no chance of surviving. Within seconds, they're executed by these gung-ho, racist police who have a strategy of oppressing black people. Make no mistake that what happened to Chris is part of the same process and policy of what we saw during the lockdown, when we saw how they came out and they was treating us in our communities. When we heard that one red gun, that wicked witch of Babylon, Jessica Dick, when we heard her say, we're policing violent localities. We're not a violent locality, we're a community that might happen to live in places where violence takes place because of the oppressive nature of this state and this system. So they create the problem so that they can police the problem. And this is not new. This goes back, listen, the system knows about it. Stuart Hall wrote about it. Right? Policing the crisis. You create the crisis, then you need to police, so you can build more prisons and put more black youth in the prisons. What happened here is clear. So they're going to tell you, and they're going to try and appease you, and they're going to say to you, we're going to carry out a homicide investigation now. But what you need need to ask and what the family needs to ask is, what does that actually mean?
That's right.
Because every investigation following police murder of one of our young people should be a homicide investigation. What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that some man who doesn't believe in God is going to take an oath to say that he's going to tell the truth in front of God. And those who don't believe in God, because they don't believe in God no more, because they found out, they said that God made people in their presence, and then they found out, they split the genome code, and they found out that black people were the first people on the planet, so they don't want to believe in God no more. Right? So what we need to know is, what does this mean? The IOPC do not have the capacity to investigate. That's one of the things we learned during Duggan. The judge said at the end of Duggan that the IOPC and the IPCC, their predecessors, act as if they have primacy at a crime scene. But they don't have primacy at the crime scene, but they don't have the skills. They manage the police to police themselves. Or actually, they don't manage the police to police themselves. So what does a homicide investigation actually mean? Are they going to bring in another police force to investigate this police force under their management? Because we cannot have the Met investigating the Met. Because they have a policy that says we are somehow less than human beings and they're allowed to treat us as they've always treated us. So these are the questions that must be asked of them. We want to know, and I need the family to hear this and your lawyers to hear this, we want to know that whatever force they bring in will be carrying out this investigation using the murder manual, because the murder manual was created following the police failings in the murder of Stephen Lawrence. And the murder manual ensures that they carry out every process without any likelihood of institutional racism impacting on their policy and decision making. And the murder manual allows for scrutiny by the community, and that's what we want, because we can't trust them people in a space on their own. But when I arrived, I heard the sisters saying, this is a long journey. I've been campaigning for justice for people in black communities for over 40 years. Don't let them tell you, because you hear that they're having a homicide investigation, that you put down your guard and you believe that we've done the job.
That's right.
Because what no homicide investigation, no investigation is going to be able to overcome, and this is what we try to challenge using Duggan, no investigation can overcome their safety net. The reason they never lose when they go inside those courthouses is because they have a safety net that's called, I had an honestly held belief. We say an honestly held belief must be rational. So they go away with an honestly held belief, no matter how irrational that honestly held belief might be. I saw Duggan with a gun in his hand. Oh, he didn't have a gun, but I thought he did, so I shot him. And that's how they get out. In the case of Jermaine Baker, this is what they did, and this is what we need to do as a community. We can't just pick one case, it's all of them. Jermaine Baker just finished. Jermaine Baker was shot with his hands up. We know he's had his hands up because the bullet went through his wrist before it went into his chest. So what did the policeman come into court and say? He said, yo, I told him to put his hand on the dashboard. Whereas, and then they played the recording. And there was nobody, every police officer was screaming, hands up, hands up, hands up. And he put his hands up. And they still shot and killed him. He had no chance. And this is what the judge said. When he said to this police officer, I think it's a lawful killing. I believe that you had I honestly held belief. I have no reason not to believe it, even though you came into my court and you lied. So the system is created to support them. Don't stop coming. And as the sister said before, bring your friends, bring their friends, and bring their friends. When we come next time, let's black out this place.
That's right.
Let's black out this place. No justice. No justice. No justice.
Right now, we're reaching the end. Thank you so much. We're reaching the end now. Just a couple more things to say. The family would like no confusion when you leave here today and you understand what this family is asking for right now. The first demand was for it to be treated as a homicide investigation, and that one has been achieved. Secondly, the family needs to see that body cam footage. Release that footage. Release that. They also need every officer involved in Chris's murder immediately suspended. They should not be still working. They should not be still working there. And finally, they demand to know how long is this investigation going to take. We don't have years. We're not waiting years for this to be concluded. We want to know how Chris was killed. Chris was executed. We need answers now. So please support this family in their demands. Number 1, release the body cam footage. Number 2, suspend every police officer involved. Number 3, release a timeline of how long this investigation will take. Those 3, because it's already a homicide investigation now. Those 3. It's my pleasure, it's my honor to introduce the brother that's going to also be supporting this family. Man like Stormzy, thank you.
What's going on, everyone? I don't even really like to, in these moments, like I was very hesitant to come up here because I know a lot of the time, even with my name and how the British media says, they try and turn these things into like some other thing and use my name in a way like, and try and make this about me, and it's nothing about me. It's about us, and it's about the family, it's about everyone grieving.
That's right.
Chris has a mother, he has a family, he has brothers, he has friends, people who knew him in real life, who, for them, this is unbearable. So the only reason why I'm up here is because I understand that, do you know what I mean? If we've been doing any sort of voice or any sort of platform, you should use it, because I know it helps, do you know what I mean? So, someone said something before I got up here, and I just want to reiterate on that. Like, everyone here today, I just encourage everyone to have stamina.
That's right.
And I know it's a very difficult thing to say, and it's not even nice, because no one should have the stamina to go on a journey like this, stamina to get justice, or stamina to go and get answers. But when these people do these things, they get away with it, because what happens is we do this once and we get tired, we tweet and we get tired, we do it for a week, we do it for 2 weeks, we do it for a month, and they know we get tired. They know that. They know that this lasts once, we might come back one more time. But I just encourage everyone in whatever capacity, do whatever you can do to help, like whatever you can do, whether it's coming to this march, whether it's these amazing people here, whether it's supporting his family directly, do whatever you can, but also just have the stamina to keep going, because what they've done is they've killed someone.
That's right.
They've killed someone, do you know what I mean? Like, we can't like sugarcoat it and act like they've killed someone. That's murder. That's
right.
Murder. So I just encourage everyone who's here today, just have the stamina to keep going on this journey, because the family needs you. There's people in real life, as much as we feel the pain, we don't feel nothing like what these people here are feeling. So let's just help them, let's be there for them. It could have been your brother, it could have been your uncle, it could have been your nephew, it could have been someone close to you, you know what I mean? So I just encourage everyone, we're here together, we love each other, we're people, let's all do our part. Yeah, God bless.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
So, for those who are not here, I want you to make sure you turn up next time.
Yeah.
For those who are influencers, I want you to ask yourself, who are you influencing? For those who bought your tickets to your event, to me, that's an influencer. That's an activist. We need to turn up and use our voice and influence change. If you're not here to stand for our community, what are you doing? If you are not here to build the change we need to see in society, what are you doing? We need to make sure that we act on the inequalities as soon as we see it. We'll listen to the voice of those who are being oppressed. We'll learn and unlearn our own unconscious bias, and we yield our privilege. We are privileged in different ways. I've seen certain people who are high profile check their privilege today and come and use that to create a movement for this family. So I repeat, if you're an influencer, who are you influencing? Because Chris Kaba's family needs you not to be silent. Because guess what? Your silence is consent. Your silence is consent. Your silence is consent. I've seen more people tweet about Lizzie and less people tweet about Chris Kaba. No offense. I know they're going to twist what I'm about to say, but I don't give up.
That's right.
But that being said, I'm being child friendly here, so I'm going to say it. Your silence, if you say it doesn't affect me today, when it's your turn,
That's right.
I pray it will never be your turn. Because don't worry, we know who is for us. So who can be against us? I know who our identity is. So we're going to make sure we do that. So when I say kings, queens, I need us to stay united. I need us to support the family. I need us to lift the voice of those in our families. This thing hurts, but let's make sure your hurt doesn't stop you from acting. This thing causes fear, but let me tell you, fear is just false evidence appearing real. I'll repeat it again. Fear is false evidence appearing real. We don't move in fear, we move in love. So with that, I want us to make sure we stand tall, put your crown on, wipe those tears, and let's get on the streets and make sure everybody hears the message. Thank you so much. Stop killing the man them! 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 Say his name! Chris Kaba! 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 Last speaker. Sorry, the Nigerian in me came out really quick. Sorry guys, I've been code switching all this time. But that being said, I've got Wayne Bennett from Stand Up to Racism. Let's share some love.
I've only got one and I'm going to be sure. Solidarity with the family. No mother should bury their child murdered by the police. That's the bottom line. And I tell you this, we will not see the end of this because they don't listen. I'm too old. I'm 57. And I won't tell you how many funerals, how many demonstrations I've attended. Far too many. But I do have this lesson. Unity and solidarity are our two weapons to defeat these people. Unity and solidarity are our two weapons to defeat these people. And I tell you why we have to do this. I don't want to hear anything about God save the Queen and God save the King. God save the children. God save the children. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about our children. And when I hear, I tell you this, at the moment there's a report going through about strict searching of young children. Right. I'm not talking about adults. I'm talking about children. And when you ask the police themselves, they say it's illegal. So how come they strip search 1,300 of our children illegally and nothing is done? We're sick and tired of nothing being done. And that's the message. Now I'm going to say something which they say is unacceptable. And this is the truth. We went through the Scarman report. We went through the Lawrence report. And we have to come to the sad conclusion that we have to abolish the Metropolitan Police. There's no way. Don't tell me you're going to... No, this is the absolute thing. If you're there to stop crime, you shouldn't be creating it. And it's not just a few rotten apples. There's something fundamentally, institutionally wrong with the Metropolitan Police. Fundamentally wrong. And it will not be reformed. It has to be abolished. That's the truth. You have to build it from the bottom up, and in the middle of it you've got to put black. That's the truth of it. Black people are, the top of it. We have to have control of institutions, self-control. I'm getting off. And I'm going to finally say, we need black and white unity, and I say this in this way. When the Black Lives Matter happened, I'll tell you what happened. Black generals led a mass movement. Come on, that's the truth of it. And we need our generals to be out there. We need to be organised, we need to march, and we need to demand justice. So I'm going to shut up. No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
What do we want now? What do we want? Justice! We want it now! Justice! Justice! I'm Destiny from Fight Racism, Fight Imperialism, and we need to demand justice. The horrific murder of Chris Kaba at the hands of the Metropolitan Police has shown us yet again the character of the British state as racist to its core. The performative apologies, inquiries, or government schemes will never, ever change the fact that it's down to us to build a movement to smash racism here in Britain. Racism penetrates every single layer in every single area of British society. Britain's racialised minorities have lower average wages and higher rates of homelessness. We must ask, if the Met apologises, their apologies will fall on deaf ears, because we know that no apology will ever be enough. How many more apologies must we wait for? No apology will undo the trauma and suffering that Chris has experienced, Mark Duggan, and so many other people. How many more names until we make a change? We call for the police officers implicated to not only be suspended and prosecuted. We know they have blood on their hands. Shame on them! Shame on them! Shame on them! This is a minimum, but it's not where our demands end. It's where they begin. We must take to the streets to fight back until we get justice. We need to unite to build a movement. We know that we can make this change. Fight racism, fight imperialism, and justice for Chris!
No justice! No justice! No racist! No racist! Okay, we're about to introduce an amazing... I'm gonna let you do it. There's only one like him. I call him Uncle Lee. So I want you guys to show some love to Lee Jasper!
Listen, today you've been absolutely amazing as a crowd, following the family's wishes for a peaceful and effective demonstration. And I know that the stewards and Forever Family who've been here, and I'd like to thank Forever Family, and I'd like you to thank the stewards, but most of all, I'd like you to thank the London-wide gang truce that meant that people from every end of this city have arrived here today with one thought in their mind: unity. Give them a round of applause. Come on. And to the stewards who've turned up and everybody, we say thank you. Next Wednesday, the new commissioner will have his first meeting at City Hall. He thinks he's going to a puppy show with the mayor and the GLA councillors. We hope with your support we can give him the welcome party the new commissioner deserves. And that is on Wednesday, next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. We'll be putting stuff out on Insta so you can get that. Also sign the petition. Have a look for Chris's petition online and donate to the cause, because this is the race is not for the swift, but for those who can endure it. We're going to need you in a week, in a month, in 2, 6, 4, but we have to keep up the pressure, because Chris has got to be the last black man to take a bullet from these police officers in the style that sees us being summarily executed on the street. So today, we find that we're going to sum up as we disperse, can the people who've got their tab outs put their yellow tab outs in the van? Secondly, as we conclude, obviously there's a big event going on. I don't know, there's a new king or something, but all I can see is kings and queens here, so I don't understand. So I want you to go home peacefully. I want you to disperse. The tube's at the end, major transport, so make sure you get home. We're going to be taking the truck, so we're going to have to move a little crowd in the meantime. But oh yeah, okay, and over to Timmy to finish off.
No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! No justice! I can't hear you! No justice! Justice for Chris! 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 I just want to thank everyone. Thank you everyone for coming. Remember this. Keep this same energy. There are thousands of people here. This is what we wanted. This is what we needed. I want to see all thousands of you here the next time. If we call you to come out, you better be here. This is going to be a long journey. Are you with us? No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! The final thing I want to say is intergenerational. I said that already. But this was a young man. And all too often our young people are demonized. I can see the brothers from all different ends are here. I can see you. Most of you, some of you I even know. And I know what it meant for you to come here today. Because these people are harassing you, targeting you, brutalizing you. I know what it meant. I wanted to give you a special shout out and thanks. This is about you. This is for you. We need you. We need you here with us as well. Stop killing the mandate! 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 You've heard the family's demands. You know what they want. You know what they need. This is not going to be the only time you see us gathering. But this is not just about Chris. We have to make sure this system, we take away all the power that they have to keep doing this to us. Even if there's a successful prosecution of the officers that killed Chris. If the Metropolitan Police, if every other police force still have the same tools, the same money, the same resources, and the same public support, they will keep killing us. They will keep killing us. So this is where we need to take the fight. Get rid of the resources that they have and invest it into our communities, into our support, into the love we have for each other. Let's stand up. Let's stand up. No justice! No justice!
So, as we say rest in power to King, I want us to take 1 minute. If you got any children here, if you can carry them on your, because I can see some children in the crowd. If you can put them on your shoulders so they can see this and they know this is for them too. We're going to fight to protect them. We're going to have 1 minute silence. And when we do that, we're going to reflect and think what we're going to do next. Rest in power. Starting now. May our brother and the King rest in power, and may the family be able to heal through this journey. So as we leave this space now, I want us to leave in peace. I want it when you're going to the train station, when any demon trying to come to you to try and aggregate you, do not play to. This is out of respect for this family. There's not going to be no negative press based on what we do. We are not the antagonizers. So please, when you get back to your neighborhood, take this message of peace, respect. Do not do anything that will destroy the name and the campaign for Chris Kaba. Say his name.
Chris Kaba.
Say his name.
Chris Kaba.
Say his name.
Chris Kaba.
Say his name.
Chris Kaba.
Say his name.
Chris Kaba.
Say his name.
Chris Kaba.
Thank you. Special thanks to the family. Special love to the family. A big shout out to all those behind the scenes who have supported. Fist up. When I say black life, you say matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. When I say black lives, you say matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. When I say Chris, you say Kaba. Chris. Kaba. Chris. Kaba. When I say Chris, you say Kaba. Chris. Kaba. Chris. Kaba. Thank you so much. Give a round of applause to yourself. So I need us to make some space, give some space when you see the family. I want you guys to